Hello and welcome to the MENA Golf Tour 2015. This week we make our way to the capital of the UAE, Abu Dhabi. Arguably one of the richest cities in the world, Abu Dhabi has experienced rapid growth in recent times. The oil-rich metropolis is dotted with some magnificent structures, none more spectacular and grand than the aptly named Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. Around 30 minutes away from the city centre, the Saadiyat Beach Golf Club is a stunning setting to showcase the sport. Having hosted the inaugural tournament on the MENA Golf Tour way back in 2011, the club enjoys a special place in the history of the tour. And once again, the management was trying their best to host a memorable week.
Well, over the years and typically over the summer months, the golf course goes through renovation periods. It's gone through two fairly intensive renovations to be prepared for this tournament at the early part of the season. It's come out very well. There's been a lot of praise for the condition of the course, so we're delighted to be hosting as many players with the praise that they've been giving the course.
The flora and fauna add a world to the experience here. The Par 72 course is one of the longest in the region, and due to its location, the wind is a major factor, especially in the afternoon. And there are a few deceptive holes which the players really need to look out for.
The course, depending on the weather, can play very differently. This week, the wind has been blowing. It can be a very challenging course when the wind does blow, being right on the beachfront. So generally, players have to be cautious. There are some holes with water out there, and erring on the cautious side can prove to be more profitable. But good wind players tend to play well around Saadiyat.
A field of more than 120 players promised stiff competition over the week's play. The previous week's tournament in Dubai was decided after 3 playoff holes, and looking at the players here, it seemed a closely fought affair was again likely this time. And with the tour becoming more cosmopolitan by the week, the race to the top of the heap was getting tougher.
It's getting stronger every year, the MENA Tour, and every year it gets better. There's more depth, the amateurs get stronger, the tour grows. Saadiyat's the longest course we play, so it's a bit of a driving and long game competition. Obviously you have to hold the putts, but it's a little bit of extra work on the long clubs.
Jake Shepherd has had a mixed bag at the MENA Golf Tour. After winning the Order of Merit in 2011, he experienced a dip in form. But a great win at the Dubai Creek Open has injected new zest into his career.
I feel like long game wise, I've always been there or thereabouts. Just tidying up the short game. I think if you watch the best guys in the world, they have all the weapons and they do not leak shots. It's that simple. They don't lose shots, so every birdie they make counts. And I feel like for me, I just let too many slide still, just around the green. So that's a never-ending mission.
Shepherd used to make long-term plans. Now, though, he feels they're impractical and the right approach is to take each day as it comes.
My coach always says to me, aim small, miss small. That's my philosophy always, and more practical terms with targets. Instead of just aiming at the fairway, pick a leaf in the distance, aim small, miss small. So I kind of live my golfing life by that.
At 25, Shepherd is one of the most talented players on the MENA Golf Tour. The best part? He's unfazed by success or failure. What matters most is to enjoy the sport. And Shepherd got off to a wonderful start, a round of 4 under par. Golf in Dubai ambassador Faisal Saghini shot one better and jumped to the top of the leaderboard. Last year's Order of Merit winner Josh White joined him at the summit. Gary King, who was tied at the top after the first round, continued the good work on day 2. Amateur James Allen shot 6 birdies to make his way to second place. So Gary King crowned an excellent first 36 holes by taking a 3-shot lead into the final round. 3 Englishmen, including the amateur Allen, headed the field, But on a course where the wind can blow, plenty of players will still believe they're in with a chance of victory. Welcome back to the Saadiyat Beach Golf Club. You're watching the best action from the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open. Into the final round, and Faisal Sogini made exactly the start he didn't want, missing that par putt on the par 4 466 yard first. Jake Shepherd, meanwhile, with a birdie putt at the par 5 second. And he got it. He avoided the sands at the back left of the green and moved to 7 under. Tristan Lawrence had this putt from the edge of the green at the par 3 third. And he made it a terrific birdie for the South African to move to 5 under par. The amateur James Allen on the longest hole of the course at 623 yards, a birdie putt for him, and an outstanding putt too. He moved to 7 under, just 2 behind Gary King. Jake Shepherd with a birdie putt at the par 4 fifth. And he got it. It's the signature hole on the course with water down the left. Shepherd was happy to sign his name there. James Allen once again on the par 4 fourth. This was his second shot, the 466 yard hole. And that was a tremendous second too, setting up a birdie opportunity to take him just 1 behind Gary King. Here was King on the 5th, the par 4. His second shot, but it ended up in the water. An 8 iron, an errant 8 iron too. Meanwhile, back with Jake Shepherd on the 236 yard par 3, and that par putt just slipped by. James Allen had this putt for par on the 5th, and he missed it. A dropped shot for him then to take him back to 7 under par. And it was a hole where everything had gone wrong for Gary King. He'd ended up in the water at one stage. This was for double bogey. He got it, but it was a 6. Dropped him back to 7 under. So a 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard in the early stages of the final round. Jake Shepherd, Gary King and the amateur James Allen all battling it out at the head of affairs. But Tyler Hogarty, Tristan Lawrence and Daniel Kay very much in contention. We join the action on the 6th, the par 3, the second shot of Gary King. 7 under par at the moment, King. And he'll have that putt for par. Here's Tristan Lawrence on the 8th. 483 yard par 4, dogleg right. This is his second shot. His approach with an 8 iron. And what a fine approach that is. Great birdie opportunity for Tristan Lawrence. Gary King now with his par putt at the 6th. Oh dear. That's 3 shots dropped in 2 holes for King after he found the water at the 5th. He's now in joint second position. Tristan Lawrence with his birdie putt at the 8th following that outstanding approach. Oh yes, he's rolled that in beautifully. He's now 1 shot behind the leaders. He finished 5th in the Royal Golf de Anfar Open in Casablanca in April. He had a final round of 65 there. Can he do it again here? Now Tyler Hogarty, Lawrence's fellow South African, and he holds that one. A birdie at the 9th, his 4th birdie of the day, and he's going nicely, isn't he? Jake Shepherd, his approach with a 6-iron at the 8th. And that's a pretty good approach too. Just about pin high. And he's got a birdie opportunity waiting for him on the green. Lawrence now, a birdie putt at the 9th. The par 5. Another monster hole, 611 yards from the back tee, and he's got that birdie. Successive birdies for Lawrence then. He moves to 7 under. Jake Shepherd with a birdie opportunity of his own to take the lead. And he gets it. Tremendous on the 8th, Shepherd, and he's flying high at the moment. Last week's winner at the Dubai Creek Open, and he wants more of the same. Tyler Hogarty now on the 10th, his 2nd shot. Very lofted club indeed. 6 under par, 2 behind Shepherd, and he could be 1 behind Shepherd very soon. That's a tremendous approach. Here's James Allen on the 8th. He had a birdie on the 7th. He finished 37th here last year. Oh dear. That was his par putt. So he drops a shot. He's 1 behind Jake Shepherd now. That will be frustrating. And his expression tells the story. Shepherd now at the 9th. A birdie putt for him to extend his lead. Oh, that's tremendously holed. It really is. Birdies at successive holes for Shepherd. He's looking so good at the moment. 9 under par. Tyler Hogarty now with his birdie putt on the 10th, the 338-yard par 4. There's sand right down the left-hand side of this hole. Oh, that's nice. Wiped its feet a little bit on its way in, but Hogarty moves to joint 2nd position at 7 under par. Let's have a look at the leaderboard then. Momentum is swinging one way then the other. Jake Shepherd is the man with all the momentum at the moment though, and he's looking good, having won last week, to possibly make it 2 in a row. Welcome back to the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open, and as the tournament moved towards its conclusion, there was a whole lot going on out on the course. Here was Tristan Lawrence at 7 under par with his 2nd shot on the par 4 10th. And that gave him the opportunity for a birdie, which he got, to move just 1 behind Jake Shepherd. Gary King, meanwhile, on the 9th, had this putt for birdie, and he got it, the par 5, and that left him 2 behind Shepherd. King once again then on the 10th, his approach shot to the par 4. And what a tremendous approach shot it was. Gave him a birdie opportunity, which he got, to move him into joint 2nd place with Tristan Lawrence. James Allen, meanwhile, had this eagle putt at the 11th. He missed out on the eagle, but still got the birdie to move 1 behind Shepherd, and it was all getting very congested at the top of that leaderboard. That was Allen's 4th birdie of his round. Shepherd, meanwhile, at the 12th, and that was a bogey. A dropped shot for him at the par 3. He was out in 33, and that dropped shot just knocked the wind out of his sails. Lawrence, meanwhile, at the 15th, had this putt for par. Long old putt it was too, and he missed it. Like Shepherd, another man to go out in 33, but a 6 for him at the 15th. Here was Gary King on the 14th, a par putt at the 440-yard hole. And he missed it, so he dropped a shot as well and moved down to 7 under par. Jake Shepherd, meanwhile, on the 15th, had this for par. Just rolled by, and he slipped to 7 under par, one shot behind the amateur James Allen. No one seemed to want to grasp the nettle at this stage. Perhaps tension was getting the better of some players. Tristan Lawrence on the 16th for birdie. That one slipped by 2. That was for the joint lead. Let's have a look how things stood at that point in time. Allen it was then who was at the head of affairs, but look how tight it was behind him, with Lawrence, Shepherd and King all just a shot adrift. We rejoin the action with Gary King on the 15th. An eagle putt for him at the par 5. This is the same hole that Lawrence and Shepherd dropped shots earlier. He's left it short, but he's still got a very good chance of a birdie there, you would say. Jake Shepherd now, his 3rd shot at the par 4 16th. Oh dear. Oh, he's really caught more of the ground than the ball, and things going very badly awry for Jake Shepherd at the moment. Gary King now. We saw him just leave that eagle putt short a little while ago. But he gets his birdie, and Gary King becomes co-leader of the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open, along with James Allen. Tyler Hogarty now on the 18th. The South African, this for birdie. And it just drifts by. If he knocks that in, he will finish with a 69, which he does, and he ties for the clubhouse lead with Joe Herity of England, a 3-round total of 2-1-0 for Tyler Hogarty. Jake Shepherd now with his bogey putt at the 16th. He gets it, but it's all going wrong for Shepherd at the crucial moment. He's now 2 behind the leaders. Here's Tristan Lawrence on the 18th. He parred the 17th. He has a long birdie putt here to join Allen and King on 8 under par at the top of affairs. And he's given it every opportunity there, hasn't he? So near yet so far. He'll tap that in. He finishes on 7 under, 209, a 3-round total after that 69. He can be proud of his efforts there. He's the clubhouse leader. And here's the man, or one of the men, along with Gary King, who heads affairs at the moment, James Allen, the shortest hole on the course, and a very lofted club indeed, and gives him an opportunity for a birdie. Now Jake Shepherd on the 18th. It's all gone wrong for him on his homeward 9. This is his 2nd shot. And he's still got a bit of work to do there. Allen now for his birdie. This for the lead, outright. Straight in the heart of the hole. Very birdieable this hole, and he's proved it. He birdied it in round 1 as well. Allen now 9 under par. Back to Jake Shepherd. And he gets his par in the end, but he's home in 39, a bitterly disappointing finish. He ends up with a 72 today for 2-1-0, 6 under par. Could have been so much better for him, but for that closing 9 holes. Gary King now, he needs to get this close to put some pressure on James Allen. Well, he's on the green, but he's a long way from the flag. So Alan now has this putt to win the Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open. That's a pretty good effort from where he was. And that should mean that he should finish at 9 under par. Is that going to be enough though? Gary King needs this to also move to 9 under par. Oh, that's absolutely tremendous. Talk about pressure. There was all sorts of pressure on that putt. He had to hole it, and he's done so. He finishes with a 72, King. And that's given him, well, at least a guarantee of a playoff. And he will have that playoff now because Alan has popped in his par putt. He finishes on 9 under par as well. Smiles all round from the two combatants. And they'll go back to the 18th tee. And this is why James Allen and Gary King heading the leaderboard. And 2 clear of the South African Tristan Lawrence. What a tremendous final round. Full of excitement and still more to come with the playoff. So here's James Allen's second shot in this playoff. Well, he's on the green. A lot closer than Gary King was for that birdie putt we saw from him a little earlier. So King has a real opportunity to get this one close to the flag and put some pressure on Allen. Oh, that's fantastic. It's on the top section of the green. So that really will put the heat on Allen to get this one close. Just short from Allen. So what that means is Gary King, providing Allen taps this one in, which he does, Gary King will now have a putt for the title. Allen knows it as well. Look at his face. There's nothing he can do about things now, though. It's all in King's hands. We saw him sink an absolute monster here a short while ago. This to win the tournament. Yes, fantastic stuff. The crowd appreciate it. That's 2 tremendous putts in successive holes, both on the 18th green. And Gary King is victorious.
I got off to a very bad start. I was 3 over through 6, and James was a couple under, I believe, and I fell a couple behind. But I just stayed patient. I've been in that position before, and I know that patience is a massive thing in winning tournaments. And fortunately, it paid off in the end.
In 2014, the MENA Golf Tour introduced the Sheikh Maktoum Golf Foundation Award to recognise the achievements of players from the MENA region. In the amateur division, tied for first place with a total score of 219, each receiving a voucher for $500 for the pro shop here at Sadiat Beach Golf Club. From Morocco, Ayoub Lagati and Amin El Malki. And now in the professionals division, first place with a total score of 214 from Morocco, receiving a cheque for $1,500, Ahmed Marja. Now to the championship prizes. The leading amateur with scores of 72, 66, 69 for a total of 207, 9 under par, from England, James Allen. With scores of 67, 68, 72 for a total of 207, and winning by virtue of a playoff, the 2015 Ascorp Golf Citizen Abu Dhabi Open champion, Gary King.
So we have another first-time winner on the MENA Golf Tour. That's all we have from the Saadiyat Beach Golf Club, where King reigns supreme. Goodbye.